What do we have for Pisces? Death, Scorpio, Pluto energy at the foundation of the reading, Pisces. There is a major transformation taking place in your life. The Death card is all about rebirth. It's all about new beginnings. It's not literal. It has to do with a kind of evolution that I feel all of you have access to right now. Pisces, at this very moment, everything that is taking place in your exterior environment is a result of how you feel about yourself. Now, you are very much on a timeline where you are able to manifest your reality based off of any sort of inner emotions, feelings, and insecurities that you hold within. You're being called to set a new standard surrounding the way other individuals treat you. And the way you do this is by changing your relationship with yourself. The Pisces Collective has been in a timeline where you have been manifesting this reality based off of the things inside you that have been holding you back. So simply put, your insecurities are being manifested in your surroundings. This could be the people you give your time to. It could be the people you are attracting into your life right now. It just seems to be that everything around you is a reflection of what's going on inside. And though this may sound like a negative, it's actually not once you can get control over this. Your realization of this being illuminated to you in your life, is all happening so you can grab the reins and truly understand just how powerful your connection is with the divine. You are a Pisces, you are the sign of intuition, and how strong your manifestation capabilities are right now in your season of Pisces, and also astrologically moving forward into the rest of 2024. You have arrived, Pisces, and you're being called right now to truly step into your power and take all of this magic that's within you and start allowing it to materialize in your exterior environment. If I was to simplify everything I just said here, Pisces, you're being called to the front line of your life to truly step into alignment with your higher self. What do we have at the sacral, please? Justice, Libra energy at the sacral. This Justice card is interesting because, as we can see, Justice is facing that way, right? So we're having this vantage point from the back. We have the scales there, which is just representing balance being brought into your life, which goes along perfectly with the Death card here. And then we see these two individuals holding this child in a basket. But I feel like this child is representing your manifestations. It doesn't have to be a literal child. It could be, but it's more of you birthing something into your reality that's all a part of your purpose. And it's at the sacral position. So there's a very passionate, creative energy that I'm picking up from you, Pisces. I'm also picking up a very dreamy kind of energy, which also makes sense because Neptune is actually in Pisces right now. So everything is kind of airy-fairy, right? You may be having some pretty wild prophetic dreams. In fact, Pisces, I was having a pretty wild dream last night, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night and thinking to myself, oh, this is for Pisces. And usually the dreams that I have the night before I do a particular zodiac sign are for that zodiac sign. However, when I woke up in the morning, I lost it. I couldn't figure out what the dream was. I sat there for a really long time trying to rack my memory and dig out what that dream was. But what I found is that that is actually the message. There's something that you have, Pisces, something that's calling you, something that maybe you put down or you forgot about, or you just decided you weren't going to be able to succeed in that particular area. Maybe you stuck it on the back burner and decided that you would pick it up when something was stabilized in your life. Whatever this is, Pisces, is calling you. I feel that right now you're being asked to go back to whatever this is. It feels like some sort of creation. For some of you, it feels artistic in nature. There's a lot of beauty that surrounds this. The one thing I remember from the dream was there was a lot of beauty surrounding this dream. It wasn't a nightmare. It was something otherworldly. So much so it's beyond explanation or beyond even having a memory of it. It's almost as if My mind can't even conceive what this thing is for you. But I have a feeling, Pisces, you know what this is. Now's the time. You're being called to revisit. You're being called to take this thing off of the back burner. Take it out of that dusty box, metaphorically speaking. I'm actually seeing somebody in my mind's eye dusting off an acoustic guitar, which I feel is just speaking metaphorically, surrounding whatever this is here. It's like finding an old poem you wrote, finding a recording of a song that you recorded. It's like finding a painting or a drawing and realizing that there's some kind of magic there. This is what I'm getting here, Pisces. The energy surrounding this reading is some kind of magic. It's otherworldly. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the solar plexus. Life got in the way. Life happened. Seven of Swords at the heart. Wow. This Two of Pentacles here is really representing what I just said about life happening and you just have a way of forgetting about things or putting things off. You know, I've been picking up a lot of things surrounding our own personal matrix that we all live in quite a lot of the readings recently. I was explaining in, I think, the Sag and Gemini readings that when you hear the term matrix, it's actually a lot more personal than you think. The matrix is really anything that you have in your life that is holding you back from becoming the greatest version of yourself. So we all essentially have a matrix, which can be seen as a kind of maze, right? That we're trying to make our way through inside of this life cycle. And as we're making our way through this maze that is our life, we have a tendency to become jaded by the struggle. We become bitter by all the resistance and all the hurt and pain that we've come up against in our life. So much so that we put down and forget about and leave behind these pieces of magic that the divine has gifted us with. You see, we live in a reality that wants to strip us of our divine rights so we don't find our way to our purpose, step into our mission, and fulfill our destiny. We all have a reason why we are here. And as we're making our way through life, we're constantly trying to find that needle in the haystack, which is our mission statement. It seems as the older we get, the further we get away from it. We start to think back in a time when we had more hunger to go after it. And we start to wonder what happened along the way. But what I can tell you is, Pisces, that everything was meant to happen exactly the way it did. The maze that is our life, the matrix, the simulation that we're all living inside of, is playing a game with us. But the divine is helping us play a game right back. Because when you start to understand that you can actually flip all of this back around by empowering yourself and arming yourself with all of the wisdom that you've accumulated during this time of feeling lost, during this time of struggle, you become a great threat to the system of control that wants you to forget. I went through a large portion of my life, seemingly making my way further and further away from my intended path. Got to a point where I was completely jaded, very bitter. But then I had what I call spiritual walk-in. I begged and pleaded with the divine to help me. And something happened. It's like I had a spiritual helper come and lift me up, helped me find my path, which was a kind of miracle that unfolded in my life, and then taught me how to use all of the struggles that I'd been through in my life as wisdom on my path. Now I'm sitting here with all of you, and I'm able to speak about the struggles I've been through, and I can relate to all of you and what you're going through. And I'm trying to give you a sense of hope to help you find your way through the darkness, Pisces. They want you to think that there's no way out. But the way out is by going in. Goes back exactly to what I said at the beginning of the reading about setting the standard by the way you treat yourself, by the relationship you have to yourself, by the relationship you have to Source and the divine. This Seven of Swords at the heart position speaks on everything I just said here. Here is your mission, your purpose, being stolen from you, that true heart's desire right there. leaving you in a state of confusion, leaving you juggling with life, not knowing what you're here for, feeling like the divine, the universe, has forgotten about you. There's an energy here of things that have been stolen from you being returned. You finally breaking free of this maze, starting to see things from a higher perspective and finding your way back to whatever this is here that I'm picking up on. As you can see, there's sheep in the background, right? It's like you're just in the everyday grind of life, just another sheep. But then here comes this crow. And this crow is connecting me to the death card, transformation. The crow is symbolizing the end, the death of this particular karmic cycle you have been stuck in. The entire collective is going through this right now. It's just a little different for each zodiac sign. What I'm picking up for you, Pisces, is some sort of monumental change that is wanting to unfold in your life. And it's all based off of a true heart's desire that you are finding your way back to, or for some of you, for the first time ever. But simply put, this whole energy about something that's been intercepted from you and you being left stuck inside a kind of repeating pattern, sacrificing your life clock minutes. But this is all coming to an end. What do we have at the throat, please? This is all coming to an end, and what do I get? The 10 of Swords. Unbelievable. This is one of the cards that represents endings. Actually, it is the card that represents an ending. Gemini energy with this 10 of Swords at the throat. Death card. 10 of Swords, both of these cards are representing endings, beginnings, a cycle closing out. The Two of Pentacles is illustrating somebody stuck in a karmic cycle inside a loop, just another sheep inside the matrix, inside the simulation. And it's as if this crow is coming to rescue you or break the cycle for you, bring a death to this cycle that you have been in. It's as if something has been feeding off of you. The 7 of Swords at the heart. See, they're looking back. They're taking something from you. Pisces, I just got the chills because there seems to be another energy here that I'm picking up on. We have death, the crow, and then as you can see here, there's an individual there, right? I just heard a watcher. I feel like this spirit, it's a spirit, it is spirit, is with you. This is what's been guiding you. There's an energy here that's helping you bring an end to a particular pattern in your life. There's many different ways this can show up. There's a lot of details to this, but it's as if the divine has assigned a spirit guide to you to help you close out cycles in your life, to find your way back to your path. It's a spirit guide. This 10 of Swords is representing the ending of you in this cycle. You're moving on to the next timeline. This is an energy of timeline jumping. The timeline that you're moving to is going to be a timeline where you've actually aligned with this true heart's desire. It's when you become the person you've always envisioned yourself to be, living the life you always knew from the depths of your heart you were meant to live. And the person that you're leaving behind almost becomes this dream. It's like a fading memory. This is what timeline jumping is. I can confirm this to be true, Pisces. When I think about the person I once was and the life I once lived, it's almost like it's not even real. And with each passing year, it becomes a kind of bad dream to me. Most of the people that were in my life at that time are nowhere to be found. It's as if the universe is working behind the scenes to make sure that you never cross paths with these people again. I just heard they were the custodians, right? So you could have had people in your life that were holding you back, that were the custodians of the previous karmic cycle. They were the ones that were holding back your awakening. And they were doing it in a kind of meticulous fashion to where it went unnoticed for a very long time. You know, when I went through the point in my life where I timeline jumped, I just started to look at all of the people that I'd moved on from as actors, like they were reading off of a script in my previous life. Sometimes I mention the Truman Show, and that's very much how I think about it. And this is what I'm getting here for you, Pisces. This is an energy of major elevation, and we only have 5 cards on the table. Let's keep going. What do we have at the third eye, please? What do we have at the third eye, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the third eye? Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy. Unbelievable. I just heard the resurrection. Heard that so clearly. This Ten of Swords is giving me a crucifying kind of energy. You bringing a ending to the person you once were, the person that was not confident enough, the person that was too hard on yourself, individuals in your environment making you feel like you weren't worthy of something. Cinderella kind of energy, when in fact, it's always been about you. You were always the one. Yeah, Pisces, this story is as old as time. Those with the greatest capacity to help heal others through their creations, through their gifts and talents, are the ones that are always crucified. Just shows up in different ways. Doesn't always have to be literal. It can be individuals being outcasted, blackballed. It can be individuals who have had their reputations tarnished for no good reason by jealous individuals, family members, friends, people that gang up on you, gaslighting you, make you feel like you're going crazy. You almost believe them because it's you against them. But you made it to the other side. Magician at the third eye. Here you are, realizing your potential, which goes back to exactly what I said at the beginning of the reading. This is you now turning your visions into reality. These cards are following the message beautifully. This is you showing the world what you have, Pisces. However that shows up for you. And I'm hearing that it doesn't even necessarily have to be humans. It could be you showing the universe what you have. Humans are usually a byproduct of that. But this is you now taking action, focusing on whatever this is here for you, taking the power back. This is you setting the standard and materializing all of your visions into your waking life right there at the third eye, which is all related to your intuition, your imagination, your vision. And what's interesting here is we see this monkey. And I feel that this monkey is the spirit guide now. It's just representative of something that's watching your back. You have all 4 elements. You have the keys. What do we have for the crown, please? 6 of Swords in reverse, Aquarius energy at the crown. There's this kind of seesawing energy going on. This right here, Pisces. This is where you're going. You're not here yet. You're about to be. But there's something that will stop at nothing to stop you from moving forward. 6 of Swords upright is your rite of passage. It represents you moving forward. But in reverse, it's indicating a form of stagnancy. It's as if you can't move on from something. It can be related to you carrying some sort of baggage, which is connecting me to this 2 of Pentacles. It's really giving the energy of having seeds of self-doubt projected onto you, that your expectations are unrealistic. It's also giving for some an energy of too much responsibility, so you couldn't possibly ever find enough time to manifest this into your waking life. And there's probably not a single person listening to this that hasn't gone through that at some point in their life. Finding enough time to be able to concentrate on what really matters when you're so consumed with the everyday grind of just trying to get by inside this waking life. But whichever one of those it may be for you, Pisces, it's showing up here. And the 6 of Swords is at this crown position. So it's as if this energy leaves you feeling misunderstood or unseen by the universe, like I picked up earlier on in the reading. See, what's interesting here is I'm picking up an energy where you feel like you can't express a certain side of yourself. You feel unseen by the divine. But the tricky thing here is that the divine is watching you, but they need you to reorganize these things into your life so you can actually start stepping onto this path into mission. The universe is going to amplify back to you everything that you are projecting out, right? So if you're in a cycle where you just don't have time for this and that, you can't work on this or that or whatever it may be, you're stuck in the everyday grind, you're dealing with toxic individuals that are projecting seeds of self-doubt onto you, making you feel like your expectations for yourself are unrealistic, then that's what the universe is going to amplify back into your life. You are being guided by the universe to self-empower and take control back over your life. You need to take the first step. Once you do that, then the universe will come through and meet you halfway. You have a spirit guide with you right now that is trying to help you wake up from this and take the power back. This reading right here is being guided, I feel, by that spirit guide. This is the message that a lot of you needed to hear. The universe is waiting on you. But because we have free will, you can't be forced to do anything. You have to arm yourself with the faith that is necessary to start pushing forward in this direction with the knowing that it's going to work out for you. What do we have at the foundation, please? Wow. Chariot. Andhras, Cancer energy. I read this chariot as a negative polarity. This is giving very similar energy to the Six of Swords in reverse, but now we have it at the foundation of the reading. This is an energy here of delays. It's an energy of not being able to focus. It's an energy of giving up. It's like the Death card comes through to help you release yourself from this cycle. And then there's this distraction, right? This person's dressed up like the Pope. Oh, please, Pisces, let me just have a word, right? And there seems to be some sort of hoodwinking and bamboozling and interception that takes place. And then we see this lovely demon here that's sitting on this fox, almost squashing or swatting something out of the sky with their sword, which I feel is representative of this spirit guide coming to help release you from this cycle. Something happens, you get distracted. I just heard, don't give them an audience. It's like whenever you give this person or these people or whatever this is here an audience, it re-engages you immediately back into the cycle because there's nothing that needs to be said. And that's what triggers this energy in your life. Sower of discord. It's like you're preparing to move forward. This energy comes into your life, you give it an audience, and boom, you're right back in the same cycle. This is a repeating pattern right here. This whole reading is a repeating pattern. But you're right there, Pisces. You're so close to the door. It's a centripetal force. You can see the door, but it's like there's something that's holding you back. You know, it's much like a dream, right? Sleep paralysis, the energy of feeling powerless to something. But it's like as soon as you are able to make a break through that doorway, the force is gone. This is what I'm getting here, Pisces. This is a heavy energy, but spiritually speaking, the door is right in front of you. You are so close. For some of you, that could be literal. 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy. Wow. At the sacral. I'm picking up, okay, I'm starting to get messages here surrounding someone in your environment. Very narcissistic energy. I'm picking up on some sort of narcissistic abuse here. This is one of my narcissists of this particular tarot deck. It's somebody who's floating around on these narcissistic snakes, right, that they throw at you. And then they use that peg there and they jam it in your heart and then they just suck back all your energy, 7 of Swords, at the heart, right? So it's something that's draining you. It's like this demon here needs your life force. But see how it's like they're starting to age out? And there's almost like, it's like their hair is blowing back. The person you're dealing with could look like this, possibly. Male or female, mustache, hairy chest. Got a cigarette in one hand. Maybe they're a smoker. There's just this energy here of this individual standing in the doorway. And again, this is all metaphorical. You disengaging from this individual, from these people, from this place, whatever this is here, changes them forever because there's some sort of exposure surrounding who they really are, right? You make a break, you step into your power, you're on your way, you start leveling up, you have some level of success surrounding whatever this is here that I'm picking up, and it just brings the spotlight on this energy here, that it was always them that was holding you back from something. But this is also the kind of energy that will make you feel like you are a burden to them, and that if it wasn't for them, you would be nothing. Very narcissistic. I'm picking up a lot of gaslighting here, making you feel like you're going crazy when you're not. This is what's all coming to an end now, however this resonates for you, Pisces. What do we have, the solar plexus? Wow. The full cameo. Further emphasizing this message, this is an energy of resistance. And this depiction of the Fool, you can see this person is kind of sideballing you. They're walking around on their tippy toes. They got their hands behind their back. They're like, I wonder if Pisces will notice. I just heard they're wondering if you know what they've been up to this entire time. This really says it all. 7 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, Fool in its negative polarity, 5 of Cups, Chariot. And see how there's this energy here looking back, like, Pisces will never notice. I'm just going to keep stealing their energy, stealing their hope, stealing their light, stealing their mission, right? And then underneath it, we have this energy that's like, it's going to tippy-toe around. I wonder if Pisces will ever notice. This energy here, the solar plexus position, it is an energy that you felt powerless to in some capacity. It's like you have been made to feel inferior. This energy makes you feel like you're nothing. But going back to what we said at the beginning of the reading about setting the standard, right, which is really just emphasizing you harnessing the confidence and taking the control and power back in your life. This puts you on another timeline where your exterior environment is now aligning with this new standard. What do we have at the heart, please? Astaroth, fanaticism and hypocrisy. This is justice in its negative polarity, so we have it twice now. This is really indicating the exposure surrounding this energy, this person, these people, whatever it is. There's no accountability being taken here. This is very fanatical energy. And these are also the kinds of individuals that will double down, like saying to you or other individuals that they only did what they thought was best for you. You know, I'm starting to pick up messages surrounding this particular channeling regarding the entire collective. This can definitely be something that we're seeing playing out on the macro scale, right? Our leaders marching us to a kind of chaos and then saying that they only did what they thought was best. But really, it had to do with them doing what was best for themselves, for their bank account, for their need and their hunger to access as much power as possible off of the backs of those who trusted them. Not only is this playing out in your life, Pisces, but showing up on a macro scale as well. And I have mentioned this before, that you don't have to really look that far to see how a lot of the struggles that you're going through in your own individual life is playing out somewhere on a grander scale. And this is really how the universe works. But the one beautiful thing about recognizing this in your life, Pisces, is that you start to understand that you are a part of something much greater and that you're actually aligned with what's taking place astrologically. When I went through my major awakening and my life was just in complete chaos because the divine brought down the tower in all areas of my life as a means to get me on my intended path. And this is the necessary action that needs to occur. But when I was going through this, the whole entire world was in chaos. It was during the lockdowns. And what I found was everything I went through in regards to my awakening and the transformation was in perfect alignment with the astrology and what was happening globally. This is a very similar energy that I'm getting here for you, Pisces. And I feel that the individuals that can see the similarities there and the connections there are individuals that are destined to do things inside the collective to help other people wake up, right? So maybe some of you out there are light workers. Maybe some of you are spiritualists. There is usually some sort of connection there to something in regards to being a kind of healer or a guide, okay? When you can see these events align with things that are happening in the world globally. And this is probably going to be for most of you that are listening right now, because we are in a time of great awakening. Then we have Seven of Wands, Riel, liberation. Okay, so now we have this energy of you pushing back up against the system of control that has been existing in your life, however that shows up for you. You've taken the power back. And there seems to be an energy here of, well, it's almost like whenever I see this card, it's like somebody hugging themselves. It's a very protective energy, which goes along perfectly with the message that we channeled at the beginning of the reading. There you were, living inside an idea of what other people thought for you. And now here you are, completely self-empowered, realizing that you were living inside an illusion, living inside of a lie. Now here you are, living inside of your truth. Seven of Swords stacked with Seven of Wands, taking the power back. That's exactly what that pairing means. Pisces, it's time for you to start preparing for the best. There's a lot of good news, a lot of good energy preparing to come your way. All you need to do here is take the necessary actions in your own individual life, however this resonates for you, to align yourself, meet the divine halfway, right? You have to take that first step, and then the divine will catch you. See, you've been made to think that the divine won't catch you. Fool in its negative polarity. But that's the illusion. That's the lie. This is life-changing as well, Pisces, because when you do take the necessary steps and put action behind whatever this is here, and the divine does catch you, the way you perceive your reality in life will never be the same. And when the divine catches you, there's a process to it. It takes time for the divine to restabilize you. There's a process by which they work. But there should be a knowing, a deep knowing that you have inside of you that this spirit guide is with you. The presence of the divine should be felt within you when you are going through this transformation. What do we have at the throat, please? Oh, wow. Six of Cups, Celia at the throat. Scorpio energy. God who steers all men. Motivation lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. Follows everything I just said perfectly. This is you overcoming the idea of what other people had for you. This is you no longer living in the past. This is you not listening to these individuals that the expectations you hold for yourself are unrealistic. This is you escaping the illusion that these individuals had you living inside of. There's also a reunion here that you're going to be having with your higher self. There's an energy of alignment, calibration. This is all a part of it. It's an energy of coming home spiritually after a lifetime of being lost in the wilderness, or being lost in the dark, so to speak. What do we have at the third eye? Wheel of Fortune, Metatron, the recording angel, Sag energy, advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. Couldn't have asked for a more perfect card to come out at that third eye position, because this is representing you stepping into the new life cycle. This is also an energy of you engaging in this vision, turning your visions into reality, aligning with this vision you have for your life, which is a download that you've been receiving from the divine. That's your mission. Wheel of Fortune is the card of destiny. It's all here, Pisces, with confirmation after confirmation. Magician stacked with Wheel of Fortune at the third eye. There's not a stronger pairing that indicates you manifesting your visions into your reality and placing yourself onto a new timeline. This is also the energy of awakening of your third eye. You seeing things for what they truly are. The veil being ripped off of the way you perceive reality. The rose-colored glasses being removed. You're no longer seeing life through The colors are brighter. Everything sounds different. Everything tastes different. Everything feels different. All of your senses are exploding with excitement because of how closely you are connected to source energy. It's an energy of being leveled up. You can feel the warmth of the divine surrounding you. You feel loved, you feel protected, and you feel seen in a way that you never have ever in your entire life. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Pisces, please? There it is again. 10 of Swords twice in this reading. Gemini energy. Luia, the marvelous God. Revelation protects from sadness, gives revelations in dreams, just like I said, right? This 10 of Swords is different. You're on the other side now. It's as if this portal right here represents the old cycle, the karmic cycle. There's like an iron door that's sealed it off, right? And all these eyes, it's like they're all watching you now, watching you move on. There's a whole new start here for you, Pisces. It's like you're being completely regenerated. It's this energy of liberation that's just blanketed over this entire reading. There's also this energy here of relief. It's like you get to the other side and you really start to see what it was that you were engaged in. You're like, oh my God, I didn't even see it before from this perspective, but I was literally in the center of hell. Yeah, I know that one, Pisces. Blows my mind when I think back over my life. Never even knew it. A lot of people aren't prepared to wake up from that. They would rather live in the lie than live in the truth, but not you. You know that there's no other way. All those dreams, those true heart's desires, those visions, they're much more real than this reality, this timeline you've been living on here. This is the dream. This is what you're about to wake up from. Your new beginning is on the horizon line. You just need to reach out and take it. Pisces, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Pisces. Take care.